And the recording has started. So far, in our word wall, these are some of the things that we have discussed in the past 2 or 3 lessons, right? We discussed about point, rays, lines, line segments, and a plane. So if you don't have that in your word wall, you can add that right now. And then add the vocabulary words that we had last time. We talked about the midpoint. We talked about bisector. You don't have to follow the same exact order as I write them. You can order them in any way you want. We also had conditional statements, which we said are if then statements. And then we also talked about biconditional statements. Okay.
Mommy,
Honey, mommy's working.
mommy, no watching that Congo.
Okay, get my Chromebook. Go watch in the living room. Bye.
I want you to buy.
All right. And then,
I want to watching the Congo.
okay, hang on. I have to like carry my kid literally to the living room so she doesn't bug us. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Oh, okay. I really want to go back to the classroom now. All right. So we had biconditional statements, conditional statements, midpoint bisector. We also discussed the midpoint formula. And then after that, we had the distance formula. Distance formula. All right, so those are some of the keywords that we've talked about in the past few days. So today we are going to look at perimeters and areas. So let's add that up. If you run out of space, you can just duplicate the page. We are also going to look at convex polygons and concave polygons. So those are some of the things you will hear today. Now, you may be wondering why we're doing perimeters and areas when we've done that in middle school already. Well, we are going to talk about perimeter and areas by using the distance formula because we will be looking at polygons in the coordinate plane. So that will make it a little bit, different from what we learned in middle school. So these 5 right here are our main topics for today. There you go. All right. So let's get started. Based on your feedback last time, you kind of like it when the lesson was split into shorter segments if they're chunked up. So I'll continue with that format. Just to kind of give you an overview this week, lesson 1.4 has 4 little parts. We'll figure out how much we can do with the time we have today. Can I go back? Go back like this one? Okay. So, all right. Let me know when you're done. Can you take a picture instead so you could just catch up on your digital notebook later? All right. Chat. Got it, honey. Thank you for being patient. All right. So I will not assign any new Delta Math homework until I have finished the grades by hopefully tomorrow. I will work again overtime. So if you have any missing work, um, okay, if you have any missing work, make sure that you do it by 11 p.m. tonight so I can get them done like graded and you know up, update your grades by before I sleep after midnight. Okay. If you have forgotten some of the formulas for perimeters and areas, I have like a cheat sheet over here. And the independent work or review you will do in Schoology is at the bottom, so you can do that in your notebook later on and then enter the answers in Schoology. Okay? Now, I have something for you to do. you need to find a compass and a protractor for me. So the previous lessons we've had have some construction activities, and we need a compass. So I don't have an Elmo. I don't have like a document camera to demonstrate from my home, but I found a way to kind of share the instructions with you and model how to do them. So I'll probably wait until next week to go back to those constructions so we could just all do them at the same time. Um, so for this week, if you have a chance to go out with your parents, or maybe your parents are going somewhere and they could find you a compass and a protractor, that will be good. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, but the next meeting will be starting with angle, so we definitely need a protractor. You can borrow from your a voice, a geometric compass. Let me see. Not the compass that tells you the direction, but let's see. Mm, if I Google it, that's the first one that comes out, right? Come on, Google. All right. So it should look like this. Okay. Yeah. So this is the compass that we need. Yes. We, we only need it in geometry. We don't need it in other math subjects. Maybe until you get to pre-calc or calculus B. So it doesn't have to be like an expensive one. The protractor is this one. If you were in the classroom, like I do have a bunch of them, enough for even two classes. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but I have to require you to find one. Borrow from a friend or your neighbor if you have a neighbor who also goes to school. Okay, so that's the only extra thing that I'm going to ask from you for this week. All right, so the first part, the first chunk of our lesson. Now, this is super easy. You'll like this part of the lesson today. We are going to classify polygons. So, to begin with, I have a box here that has four question marks. And what I would like you to do is you look at this figure on the left and tell me, what do you think are the four parts of a polygon? What do you think are the four parts of a polygon? So just try it and type your answer in the chat as well, so I could give you feedback whether it's right or wrong. Yep. A polygon is just a shape, right? When we were in middle school. So a polygon is a closed plane figure that's formed by three or more line segments. So now what are the parts? And some of the answers are also visible here in the figure. So what do you think are the parts of a polygon? Type them in the chat or unmute yourself. Side, very good, Rihanna. Okay, so a polygon has at least three sides, minimum of three, if I could add that. So minimum is three. Okay, vertex, face. Nice one, Caitlin. All right, vertex. And the vertex are actually the corners, so it's just a fancy name for the corners. All right. The plural of vertex is vertices. There you go. For the face, oh, we'll do that when we do three-dimensional, Dominic. So when we have like polyhedrons and stuff like that, or boxes, three-dimensional boxes, they do have a face. But for now, the faces, open and close quotation marks, are just the sides. Thank you. Next. Now, the last two parts are not so visible in the figure, but every time you draw a polygon, it kind of divides your paper into two parts. The part of the paper that is enclosed by the polygon, that's the interior, right? So inside, and then the other part is the exterior. Okay, so I think that's necessary. Those two are necessary, especially in understanding the classifications of polygons at the bottom. All right. So polygons in middle school were classified according to the number of sides. If you look at this box right here, okay, so that's the reason why I wrote minimum of three sides over here, because the smallest polygon is actually a triangle. When I say smallest, it has the least number of sides. And polygons are named based on the number of sides they have. Triangle, quadrilateral means four, pentagon is five, and so on. Um, However, there is another classification here on your bottom left. It says a polygon, just like mirrors in science, can be convex or concave. Convex or concave. So when is a polygon convex? You might want to highlight that in your notebook. There you go, and you wrote that down in your word wall as well. So a polygon is convex, such as in the first example, when no line that contains a side of the polygon contains a point in the interior. No line that contains a side contains a point in the interior. So in other words, it doesn't pass through the interior of a polygon. All the red lines here are either on the side or going outside, contrary to what you see in the second one. So there's something that is crossing the interior of this polygon right here. So there's a part of the red line when you extend this side that pierces through the polygon. So if that's the case, then it's concave. All right, so based on these two examples, I would like you to try these ones. Classify this polygon, so get your text box right here and write them whether they're convex, concave, and if you can count the number of sides, you can do so. Feel free to move them around so you'll have space to write your answers on. Okay, can I give you about 3 minutes to do that? Your 3 minutes starts now. Thanks, Caitlin. Um, Tell Liliana to try to come back in. Yeah, I hope she can come back. A minute and 40 remaining. When you give me the answers after 1 minute, please give me two possible answers, whether they're convex or concave, and what their names are depending on the number of sides they have. 1 minute left. Okay, if you're ready, um, either unmute yourself or start typing in the chat.
For the first one, answer is
Okay, so Linnea said it's concave. And how many sides does it have, honey?
4.
So it's a quadrilateral, right? Quadrilateral. Okay, thank you, Linnea. Next, please. Volunteer. Time is up, so everybody should be Done right now. Thanks, Lanea, for helping us with the first one. Second example, please. The one on the right. What is it? Is it concave? Is it convex? Okay, Ben said it's convex. All right, so convex. And based on the number of sides, what is it? Hexagon. Perfect, because it has 6 sides. Yes, Matthew, it is convex. Thank you, Ben. Next, please. Bottom left. What do you call this? Johnny. Hexagon? A pentagon. And then is it convex or concave? Concave. Very good. Yes, Mark, you are also right. Last one. Last one. Dun, 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 dun. Anybody?
Is it convex?
Yes, honey, convex, Matthew said. And what type is it, Matthew?
Heptagon.
Heptagon, because it has 7 sides. That's awesome, you guys. All right, so how about that for the first segment of today's lesson? Are we good? Is the pace perfect? Nobody got left behind? We're cool, we're cool. Okay, I'm going to clear the ink. I hope you're able to type those responses in your notebook. Okay, so now let's move on. Okay, the next 2 slides seem so empty because we are going to draw them either in Desmos or GeoGebra, and then we're going to copy the figure here later, then hopefully solve at the bottom. Or we can also solve in GeoGebra before we copy and paste. All right, so go to geogebra.com/geometry. I reserved my Chromebook so I could use 2 devices. But my little one took it so she could watch on YouTube. All right. Let me minimize this. Okay. So -2, 3. You know what? I'm going to take a picture of that. So I don't have to move my thing. All right. So go to geogebra.org/geometry. And we are going to draw a triangle with those vertices. So you remember how to show the axes? You go to this settings, show axes, show your grid if you want to. Okay. All right. Major and minor if you want. That's too confusing. I'll just go major. Okay, so you can plot the point by clicking on this icon here or do it manually. I'm going to enter the coordinates. Okay, where's my phone? I took a picture of it. It's -2, 3. Okay, that's point A. 3, comma, -3. That's point B. And then -2, -3. -2, -3. Oops. All right. That's all we have so far. Now, so toggle between these two depending on what you need. There you go. We're going to draw the segment to form the triangle. Connect A to C, then C to B, then B to A. There. All right. Are we good to go? I can't tell for sure, but I'll give you some more 10 seconds wait time and then we're going to get started. So in this problem, we're supposed to find the perimeter. All right, find the perimeter. I'll give you 5 more seconds. If you already know what to do, don't wait for me. Yes, honey. Okay, so you click on this one. You see my screen? Yeah, click on that one and then click on segment and then start from A, click and hold and then go down to C and then do it again until you connect all the points. Okay. All right. So to find the perimeter, we need to get the measure of all the sides, right? Um, I taught you last time how to write text. Remember, if you click on more, you'll be able to write text here. There you go. So you can do that. But what are we going to write? We're going to write the distance or the length of each side. Okay. So for the altitude or for the height, since all of these are drawn to scale, you can just count the number of boxes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, or another way to do it is if you remember our absolute value distance formula. So the absolute value of, and then you get the y coordinate here. The y coordinate is 3, take away, and then you get the y coordinate of this one, which is -3. Parentheses and then absolute value. Okay, so if you do that, you'll get the absolute value of 3 plus 3, which is the absolute value of 6, which is equal to 6. Or just like what I mentioned earlier, just count the number of boxes. I just thought that this is a good time as well to explain the absolute value formula because last time some of us were confused with it. Okay, so we know that the altitude is 6. Now let's go to the base. If you count, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the disadvantage of counting, if you're not very careful, is in the test, they kind of trick you by, changing the scale. So if these are by 2s, then you be careful with that. Don't just count the boxes. Now using the absolute value formula again, just so I can explain it to you one more time, the x value here is -2. So I get the absolute value of -2. It's always minus. Okay, and then you get the x value of this point, which is 3. Okay, minus +3. So we counted 5 earlier. So are you getting 5? Definitely you are getting 5. So the answer here is +5. Okay, so why did I write 15? Okay, so 6 and 5 for the bottom. That is 6. Okay, I'm going to erase this because it might confuse you. That should be +5. Okay, now we only have one left. So at this point, you can choose between two methods. You either use the distance formula, or just like what I mentioned last time, you can also use the Pythagorean theorem, whichever you find easier. They should give you the same answer. So let me erase this. Okay. All right. So if you're typing the text, you can click on the text and then write 6 there. So you can put it right next to the what do you call this? To the line if you want to do that. Okay. It's just kind of easier for me to write. So do whatever is best for you. You can also leave them blank and then just copy and paste without the labels, and then you do the text box in the Google Slides or your digital notebook. So you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm going to explain this by using the distance formula. If you want, you can do the Pythagorean theorem. So the coordinates here, the coordinates here are -2, 3, and for B, we have 3, -3. All right. So by using the distance formula, we get the square root of the difference of the matching coordinates. So we get -2 take away 3 squared plus 3 take away, but you have another negative 3 squared. There you go. All right. So then D will be equal to negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5, right? Negative 5 squared is positive 25. But see, you have a 5 over here as well. We just got the absolute value, remember? So see how they're, you know, similar and related. And then we got 6 here, but that's the same 6 right there. 3 plus 3, 6 squared is 36. When you do the Pythagorean theorem, that's exactly the same thing you're going to get. A squared plus B squared is C squared. So D is equal to, if you add these up, you will get 61. Right? It's the square root of 61. So that means AB has a square root of 61. All right, so how are we going to get the perimeter of that? So to get the perimeter, you're going to add up all the sides. So perimeter, or P, is equal to, we're going to add 5 for the base, 6 for the height. 61 is not a perfect square. There you go. So we have to leave it like that. And we have to combine like terms. So 5 plus 6 is 11, and radical 61 is a decimal. So I strongly suggest, make yourself familiar also with manipulating radicals. So I'm going to keep them in radical form. If you want, you can change them to decimal if you're doing your homework, but in Delta Math, sometimes it asks for the radical form of the answer. So this will be the final answer for the perimeter. Okay? All right. So I'll give you some wait time to either screenshot these or screenshot your own and paste it in your digital notebook. I'm going to do the same thing myself. What? It doesn't let me copy the writing? Okay, never mind. All right. Let me know when you're done. And I have to take a picture of... Okay. So later on, you'll have time to do this example on the other side. Okay, you will change the coordinates. Excuse me. What I would like to show you now is this time how to find the area. How to find the area. Okay, let me just take a picture of this triangle so I don't have to keep switching. Okay. Now you guys can also use decimals for this if you're more familiar with decimals. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to the GeoGebra. All right, I'm gonna clear the ink. So the next thing that we will do is how to find the area, right? Okay, let me see if I can hide these points. So you see how I'm hiding them? Just unclick the circle. There you go. Because if you want to go back later on, you can still see it. Okay, so if you're ready, I'm going to enter a new point for our next example. 1, 3 for D. Did I go too fast? Should I pause? If you
I have a question.
Sure.
Wait, does it have to be D or?
No, you don't have to. I mean, yeah,
And then is this the example on the other side, or is it somewhere where we don't?
not on the other side. It's the next page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the one on the other side of the previous page, you gotta try that on your own.
Oh.
Okay. And then 4, comma, -3. Okay. That's point E. And then -4, -3. Okay. So it doesn't look like a right triangle, does it? All right, so let's draw the segments from E to D to E. There you go. All right. Okay, now either unmute yourself or type in the chat. We're trying to find the area this time. So do I have to find all the sides? Yes or no? If not, which one do I need?
Don't you need just the base and the height, or is that
Very good, Matthew. You're right. You only need the base and the height. So the base is uh,
8?
FE, yeah, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's write that at the bottom. Okay, what about the height?
6.
6. So I'm guessing the height that you use is the vertical line from D to the bottom. I'm sorry, I
Yes.
know you can do a better job than what I'm doing right now. So make sure that you put that right triangle symbol. So this is the height, and Matthew said it's 6. Perfect. Okay, so now what is the formula for area of a triangle? Excuse me.
Base times height divided by 2.
That's awesome. So base times height divided by 2. So go ahead, honey, plug in your numbers. And what will be the answer?
It's
Base.
48.
Okay, so base is 8, height is 6, 48 divided by 2,
24.
24. You're right, also, Dominic, 24. So 24 square units. So perimeter is measured in, linear units, while area is measured in square units. Now, is there another way to find the area of the same triangle? Now, when I asked Matthew earlier, which height are you using? And he agreed that he's using the height from D to the base, which is 8. Now, when we go to, I think, chapter 6, if I'm not mistaken, we will learn that a triangle of this kind does not only have one height or one altitude. In fact, every side can be a base, but it's just kind of hard to find the height to those sides. But we will learn that in the future chapters. Okay, so um, are there any questions on how to find the area and the perimeter in the coordinate plane? So I'm going to give you some time right now to try, the two examples that I did not go over with you. So just change from page 3 to 4. You do the same thing, find the perimeter, and then for page 4, you have to find the area. All right. So go ahead and work on that. If you want to keep the labels A, B, and C, you can go back to point A and actually edit the coordinates, just like what I'm doing now. No, I'm copying the wrong problem. I'm going to read this one. Mhm. I was wondering if we could change the letters. Have you figured that out? Do I need to double click to change the label of the letter? So -1 for maybe settings. Okay, I want it to name P. There. Okay, close. Then 2 4. I want it named Q. Okay. And make it 2 -1. 2 -1. 2 -1. I want it named R. Capital letter. Chat. Do we put lessons? Um, Mostly lessons, honey. The IW. If you do scratch work, I did provide some space for scratch work. You could just add new slide or insert a duplicate slide if you want to, but mostly just the notes. Yeah. Okay. Right. Mhm. Q QR. Okay. That's okay. Oops. Oh, delete.
Miss Arciaga.
Yes, my dear.
So you said um, if it's not a perfect square, just to leave it in
In
radical.
radical. What's your radical though?
It's 45.
Oh, okay. So if it's 45, honey, you can break down 45 into 9 times 5, right? What's the radical of 9?
3.
Okay, that's going to go out. So that will be 3 root 5. So if possible, when I say leave it in radical, it still has to be in simplest form. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Mhm. 1, 3.
Miss Arciaga,
Yep.
will we do the absolute value again?
Either that or count. Whichever, yeah, whichever you're more comfortable with. So 1, 3. And then 3 but you should get the same answer. -3, and then -2, -2, -2, boom, boom, boom. All right. Whenever you're ready, how do we do the abs? Okay. Oh, yeah, this is it. Anybody ready to help me find the perimeter of triangle PQR? Who has the base of triangle PQR? How long is PQ?
I think I have it.
Sure, let's go. How long is PQ, Matthew?
Wait, hold on. I need to find the
Oh, okay.
picture.
Yep.
Um, it's 6, right?
So you're saying QR or PQ?
Oh wait, hold on.
Okay.
Then I'm looking at the wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. You can look on my screen too. The PQR is this one, the right
Oh, I
triangle.
didn't see that you had it there. It's 3.
Okay. And then the height?
5.
5. Okay, so now we're gonna do this. Okay. What did you get for PR?
Um, isn't it 45?
45.
You
So
need
that's the
50.
square root of 9 plus 25. Okay. Hey,
Oh,
honey. How did you get
36.
45, honey? 30.
36.
Okay. So PR is going to be 34, right?
36, right? No. Oh yeah, 34. Huh.
34. Okay. And this one is not a perfect square. It cannot be broken down into a product of a perfect square and another number. So that means the perimeter will now be equal to 3 plus 5, which are the numbers you got, plus the square root of 34. So if you add like terms together, that's 8 plus square root of 34. There you go. Nice one, Matthew. Okay, last one. Oh, I'm getting better. I'm not like super overtime anymore. I started, I know, I started 105 plus 40 minutes. Oh, darn. I'm still overtime. Okay. But is the pace a lot better than that day when you were all like, I didn't understand this. I'm confused. Am I getting better at the pace? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Because, dang, I've been teaching for 13 years, but this is
Excited. I think you
my
were.
Yeah, I know this is my year one teaching remotely. So come on. We're all new in this. Somebody help me with the area. So we're looking at this triangle over here. Somebody help me with the base. How long is the base here?
5.
5, Matthew said. Okay. And the height?
6.
6. Okay. So 6. All right. So what's the area, Matthew?
Um, 36.
Okay. Huh? Are you sure?
Oh wait,
It's what?
6.
Yeah, you said base times height, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be 1/2. Your base is 5. Your height is 6. So do it, do it. What's the final answer?
Oh yeah, 30 and then 15.
Okay, so half of 30. So that will be 15. So 15 square units. Okay. All right, and this one is 8 plus 34 units. Okay, so how was that, guys? So pretty much it's the same lesson as in middle school, but they're just putting the figures on the Cartesian plane. Of course, in some examples, the figures need not be like a triangle all the time. It could be a rectangle, so it could be base times height, or 2 length plus 2 width, and so on. Okay, if you got no questions with that, you can actually do the independent work, which are due next meeting. They should be in Schoology. But before you do any new work, please make sure that you look at Schoology and find the ones that you're missing. Okay, that's my independent work for you to do today. I don't want as much as possible to start with a failing grade. I don't want anybody to start with an F, but yes, we do have some students with Fs right now. Delta Math, if you haven't been on Delta Math, the code is 918-819. That's easy to remember. It's backwards. So You have to do the 3 homeworks, and I will record your average in Schoology. All right. So message me if you have any questions. I will be mostly staying in front of my computer right now because I'm trying to, finish the grades before I watch Netflix again. Okay. So just text me.
Miss Arciaga, I have a question.
Sure, honey.
When I tried to do the remind, it wouldn't work, and I don't know what happened. And now, like when I go on my phone on the remind, it says I'm in the class, but it like won't show.
Really? Okay. Give me 1 sec. And um.
Yeah, me too. Miss Arciaga.
Okay. And Max, I read your message, Max. Give me 1 second. I will look at it later on, and then I'll text you if you are in the remind. But I will get to it like right after we log out. So for the remind, um, I'll send you the link again and submit. Okay. So let's see. Remind period. Um, okay. So the good thing about remind is I can do it both in the computer and phone. So if you need anything, if you can't reach me through Schoology, um, text me. So period 6, honors geometry, period 6. Okay, so add people. I'll send you the link right now if your remind is not working. Share a link, copy link, chat. Okay, can you try this? Or you could also text at Arciaga6 to this number over here. Okay. You want to try it right now before you go and send me a message? Let's see if it works. And then I need to look at Max's grades. Okay, that's a remind. We can also do that. Try texting at Arciaga6 to 651-927-8579. Or I do have a Google Voice number, but I don't memorize it.
Wait, so since that since I texted that number, does that mean that I'm in the class now?
It should make you do something like put in your name and stuff like that. Yeah. That's it.
Um, it just says it says to if I get the app, I can see the messages I missed, but it doesn't say to say a name.
You know what? You are already in it, Matthew. See?
Oh, okay. I think it worked now.
Oh yeah. So now it says right there, joined honors period 6.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, okay. Gus,
Thank
What
you.
about me, Miss Arciaga?
I will look for your name, Jeremiah. Working on it. There, Jeremiah.
Oh,
You put
I
your
saw it.
Yeah, I saw Jeremiah, but not the
Okay.
last name. There, I did it. Okay. I think it
Oh,
should.
man. Okay.
I did it. Yeah. Okay, you're in it
I
too.
didn't understand that.
Okay. Oops.
Wait, so I get the points now for it, right?
Yes. Yes. And I have to look up Max's.
I Jeremiah.
Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing because I have to look at somebody else's grade.
It's
Stop
fine. I don't really care
sharing.
about my grade.
Oh, come on, honey. You don't care about your grade? I care about your grade. I'm gonna tell your
I
mom
didn't mean
to.
it like that, Miss Arsenal.
I'm gonna tell your mom to okay, so Max oh, Max, I do have the answer already. Um okay, but do you mind if I say it? No, I'll text you. Are you in Remind? But Max, it's about the delta math average. So if you can work on that today and increase that one, then maybe you will be in a better place at the end of the day or better grade at the end of the day. So that's the reason why it's lowering down your grade. because the
Wait, does the delta math like automatically switch?
no, I copied it. I copied your average. So if you look at your Schoology, there's a column that says Delta Math Average, and it's out of 100 points. So if you only have like 20% or 33%, that's already 5 letter grades down.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you updating it today or no?
I well, it depends on how soon you will update it. I mean, if you do it but past midnight, man, I gotta sleep too.
Oh,
So
well, not past
I
midnight.
know that's what I said. If you guys could get it done, if you guys could get it done, like by 7 o'clock today, then I will be able to update it and yeah, increase your grade for fifth week. Yeah. Okay. Are there any more questions, guys? Please feel free to text me if you want to ask something that you're not comfortable in asking, orally or via Zoom. Again, I showed you how to do the remind. Text is better. Okay. If you see like a 0 in your grade, work on that. And I should be able to grade that by tonight. Okay, if you don't have any more questions, you're free to go. Um,
Bye, Miss Arciaga.
yes, Max, it was the only thing, but since it's like it's not passing, then it brought everything down. But if you can increase the delta math average, yeah, because it's out of 100. You can still work on it. Uh-huh. Yes, if you finish it tonight, if you go, let's say, 100%, then your grade will probably be an A. Uh-huh. Bye, Rihanna. Bye. Does lesson work count as independent work? Nope, that's digital notebook or project, Adrian. So it has its own category. That's how huge it is. Uh-huh. Okay. How do I copy and paste the All About Me slide to the class slide? Um, So you have to open both Arendeni, open the All About Me, and open the class slides. And then you draw a box around everything on your slide. Like you select everything, you copy and then paste. Yeah. You can also do import slide. You import it in the class slide from your All About Me. Yeah. Okay. All right. Any more questions, guys? Can you please unsubmit my All About Me? Oh, sorry, Giovanna. All About Me. I'll work on that right now. All About Me. Okay, Giovanna. And unsubmit. Okay, it's loading. Give me 1 second. Um, unsubmit. Okay, it should be good, honey. I unsubmitted it. hmm You're welcome. All right, bye, Kenya. You have questions for me? Okay, bye, honey. Have a good one. Kamiya, I need my Chromebook. Tumawag ka na, Daddy? Ha? Daddy, tumawag ka na? Hindi ka tumatawag.